Coming up is part 1 of the course from makethattrack.com. As a member of our website, you get access to all the links, presets, samples and loops, and also project files, including MIDI, for all the tutorials on the site. Enjoy this free tutorial and be sure to check us out at makethattrack.com.
Hey guys, welcome to part 1 of our Cubase dubstep tutorial. In this video, we're just going to be setting up our basic drum beat. So the first thing I want to do is I want to get our kick and our snare in here and create the most basic beat possible. And how we're going to do this is we're going to use MIDI, and we're going to use what's called a groove agent in order to put 2 or 3 different audio clips together so that we can write a pattern in MIDI with our drums. But first, what we need to do is we need to set the tempo of our project. And to do that, we need to press F2 to bring up the transport window. I'm going to click tempo here, and it's going to let me set the tempo. And I'm just going to drag this up to 140, which is the tempo of dubstep. Okay, and we can press F2 again to hide that. Okay, so now let's get our groove agent in here so we can start importing some audio sounds and creating our basic drum pattern. So I'm going to right click on this panel and choose Add Instrument Track. And right here on this menu, we're going to go to Drum, Groove Agent. And we're going to click Add Track. And it's going to pop open the Groove Agent for us. And what we have here is just a bunch of pads here that we can assign audio clips to. And then we can use the pads to write MIDI patterns with, or even play with a MIDI keyboard or a MIDI controller. So in order to get some audio in here, right now they're empty, we're going to go to Media and open Pool window. And this is where you can set up your custom folders for your project, and then drag and drop audio into these folders so that you can quickly access them within your project. Now I've already done this. So I'm going to open up my folder and I'm going to go to drums, and then we're going to drag kick top down into here in this first pad, and then kick bottom, and then we're going to drag our snare. Okay, so now we can close this, and if I click on these pads, now we can hear these different drums. And as you can see, each of these pads is assigned to a different note. So if I were to press C1 on my MIDI keyboard, it would play that kick. Okay, so now I can close that, and let's just create a basic pattern here. So I'm going to right click and choose the pencil tool. And we're going to zoom in here, and we're just going to draw in a pattern. Now we can go back to the arrow tool and double click, and this is going to open up our score editor here where we can start writing our pads in. So if we remembered, the first kick that we put in was on C1, so I'm just going to draw a C1 in here with the pencil tool once again. And because we didn't start on the 1 here, I'm just going to drag this back so that it covers the 1. There we go. Okay, so we're actually going to want a kick every other beat. Okay, so now I can go back to the arrow tool and I can adjust this one. Then I can delete this one right here. Okay, and so we want both of our kicks to play at the same time, so I'm going to select all of these. And then I'm going to hold Alt and drag upwards to copy them. Okay, and now I'm going to put a snare on every second beat. Okay, let's fix a couple of mistakes that we made here. And every time the snare plays, we're going to want to drop out the kick actually. So let's go ahead and select those and delete them. Okay, now we're going to zoom in here, and we're going to make a little bit more of a complex rhythm here with our kick. Okay, and these snares over here accidentally copied, so let's go ahead and delete those. Okay, so now we have our basic beat here. So I'm going to close our score. And now to multiply this a couple times, we can select it and press Control Command and D to duplicate. Okay. Sorry, so now we have our basic beat, but the kicks aren't necessarily playing nicely together. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into here, into the Groove Agent, and we're going to actually cut off some of the lower frequencies of kick top, because we only need one kick to have those lower frequencies. And right now they both have low frequencies, and they're trying to fight each other for room. So I'm going to go over to kick top, and I'm going to right click, choose Assign Output, and I'm going to choose Agent +1. Okay, then we're going to go over here to our mixer, and in this first kit mix here, our kick top is going to be there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this, and I'm going to go to a Studio EQ. And I'm just going to drag this first band downwards here and bring it up to about 300 Hertz. Okay, so now you should be able to hear the difference when I bypass. Okay, if I drag it up a little bit further just to exaggerate the effect. And I can even mute this so we can hear just the kick top. Okay, so we're just getting rid of those low frequencies and letting kick bottom have the lower frequencies. Okay, so now the kick is a little tighter. All right, now let's get an audio clip in here. So I'm going to go to Media and open the pool window again. And now we're going to drag in hi-hat loop. If I just drag it to underneath here, it's going to create an audio clip for us. And it's going to name it whatever the name of the clip was. I'm just going to drag that back, and I can duplicate that a few times as well. Okay, and that's a little bit loud, so I'm going to select it and go over here on the left here and adjust the volume. Okay, next let's get some more audio clips in here. So I'm going to open the pool window again. Let's drag over Sizzle Hats, make a new audio track. Now I'm going to zoom in. And I'm going to want this to happen once every beat. So I'm going to shorten it to be 1 beat long and then duplicate it a bunch. Then I can select the group here and duplicate that to make things a little faster. Okay, so that's going to be a little bit too loud, so we're going to just go ahead and turn that down quite a bit. We're just using that to sort of fill out the higher frequencies. Okay, so next let's get a crash in here. So I'm going to go and open the pool window once again, and I'm going to drag crash in here, and we'll turn that down as well. Okay, and lastly, let's make things a little bit more interesting by using some reverse kick samples. So once again, we'll go back to our pool window, and I'm going to drag in kick reverse and kick reverse 2, each on their own track. Okay, and so the first kick reverse we're going to just have at the end of every 4 bars, and then the second one we're going to have once every bar. So I'm just going to go ahead and duplicate that as it is. And then I'll select these. Now that I have them at the length that I want, I can Control or Command and D to duplicate those again. So now we have this. Okay, and so they're both a little bit too loud, so let's go ahead and turn those down. So that's just sort of giving us more of an interesting rhythm there, and sort of making our other percussion sort of swell upwards right before the hit. Okay, and that's going to do it for our basic drum beat. In the next video, we're going to be setting up our instruments for the track, so I'll see you in the next video.
We hope you've enjoyed part 1 of this course. To continue, please go to the website and select a membership to suit your needs. Welcome to MakeThatTrack.com. At Make That Track, we provide everything you need to make your favourite style of music from start to finish. Our Getting Started series will show a complete beginner where to start and what they need to do to start making music out of the box. Once the basics are grasped, you can learn how to make the genre of your choice with everything that you need in the process. Want to know how to make that elusive sound from your favourite producer's tracks? Check out our How to Make That Sound tutorials. We take the guesswork out and show you exactly what you need to do to get that sound within a few simple steps. With tips on arrangement, mixing, mastering and effects, you'll have everything you need to prepare your tracks to send to a record label and to play in the clubs. Get everything you need to make the music you love today.